Welcome back to episode 4 of Show Us Your Rolex. This is where I post your photos of your Rolex and a short message about why it's special to you. My last episode was about 8 months ago, and a lot has changed since then. I've continued to shift my collection, obtain some amazing new pieces, and I'm starting to see the end of the road. Maybe one or two more special pieces left to get. So I'm curious to see what kind of watches you've picked up over the last 1 or 2 years and how your collection has changed. I'll start off with my submission. This is not a new watch, but this is actually my very first Rolex. This was an upgrade from my Omega Seamaster midsize with the blue dial, and I picked this up at the authorized dealer in San Diego while I was active duty in the Navy. It's been with me ever since then, and I've built up a lot of memories with this. This design is a couple generations old, but it's still a simple and elegant Rolex Datejust. It's very modest, and it doesn't have the sparkle of a fluted bezel or the shine of a polished center link bracelet. The appeal of this watch now comes down to the connection I have with it and the memories I've made with it, so now I'll never give up this watch. Next up is Raymond, who submitted 2 of his watches. The first one is not a Rolex, but I'll make an exception since this is such a great watch. He works in commercial real estate with large figures, and his employer offered him to buy a Patek if he could bring in $5 million in sales this year. He registered his interest at the AD and got the call just 3 months later. He wasn't at the $5 million goal yet, but he was well on his way, so he was able to get this Patek. I still think this is among the best in the current catalog. The 40mm weekly calendar 5212A has a nice silvery white dial, a stainless steel case, and multiple complications in the movement. His other submission is the Daytona 126508, and this looks like the one with the yellow gold and the golden dial and the bright black subdials. He already had several purchases from this AD, but wanted to celebrate his 40th birthday, and he was able to get this piece within about 6 months. I think this one was also a great purchase. It takes some time to get accustomed to a full yellow gold Daytona, but the hefty weight of full gold on the wrist feels great, and the 40mm size is also a great size. The next submission is from Ash, and this is the Rolex Explorer 39mm 214270 Mark II version. He had initially shown interest for this at the authorized dealer, but 1 week later they discontinued the model. He tried on the 36mm version later, but it felt too small. And 2 weeks later, a second-hand boutique just got this watch in with box and papers. It was during the spike, but he got it anyways, and he's still happy with it. I think the Rolex Explorer still has a great design, but I had kind of the opposite experience. I always felt like the 39mm version was just too large for my wrist, so I was just waiting for them to release a 36mm version, and I finally got that after a long wait. Next up is Salim, who submitted 2 of his Rolex. He had originally wanted the Datejust 36 with the mint green dial and Jubilee bracelet, but had not gotten a call from the AD after waiting for 13 months. He looked around for alternatives and came across this Datejust 36 with a blue-black dial and concentric numbers, and it was available as a pre-owned certified watch. He purchased on the website and had the watch shipped to the local store, and the shopping experience was exactly the same as buying a new watch. They were very nice and professional, and also got a travel case and care set and a box of chocolates. And then 4 months later, he got the call from the other AD that the Datejust with the mint green dial and Jubilee bracelet came in, and he had 3 days to pick it up. He picked up the watch the same day, even though it was within 4 months of getting the blue-black Datejust. He usually alternates between wearing these 2 every other day so that they don't stop, and he doesn't have to reset it. And he has 2 different bracelets to wear. I think both of these Datejust look good, but I think I actually prefer the blue one with the Arabic numerals around the dial. It has a unique look to it, and it's not something that you see in the current catalog. And also the shoulders of the lug appear larger, so I think the case size also appears a little bit larger than a 36. Next up is Jay, who writes in, I love the fit and the way the dial pops in the sun. I also feel like this is one for the collectors and criminally underrated. Also got a steel GMT to match my gold one. Just my opinion, but I think that black bezel GMT in steel is the best one to have out of all the three. It looks like a really classic Rolex sports watch. But this next submission from AB might be the very best Rolex GMT available out there. I think the meteorite dial just looks stunning, paired up with that red and blue bezel, and the white gold just adds that extra elegance and heft on the wrist. And this was also a very recent pickup, so congratulations on this purchase. And congratulations on this purchase too, which was also another recent pickup. I think I like the Nautilus in all steel or all gold, but I'll have to reserve judgment on this one because I haven't actually seen the two-tone in person. So there's a very good chance that this looks much better in person than in photographs. I'm just posting these in the order that I received them, but this submission from Chris shows off another great looking GMT Master 2. It looks like the Rolex GMT is getting more and more popular and sought after. And the Jubilee bracelets are also very popular, and it was a good move for Rolex to start including the Jubilee bracelet with the GMT Master 2. And I just wanted to include one last photo, not a very recent purchase, but a great looking JLC. Congratulations on this one also, and thanks to everyone that submitted their photos. I'll be announcing my next episode in a few months, but feel free to send your photos to my email and a short message about your watch.